Hi everyone, I'm Sam from Electric Bikes Brisbane and I'm going to step through the brand new Kalkhoff Endeavour 3 Move model. Now this is a new take on a classic, and the classic has been a very popular model, also a very durable model, and with the changes that have come on the this new 2026 model, it is even more durable and even more versatile, and still gives you all that great functionality that has come previously with the Kalkhoff Endeavours. So if we look at this bike, this is a step through, and we still have this really classic deep low step through frame, always been popular because it's just easy to get on and off, but it's a really tough frame too. This particular one is the Nepal Silver, which is a new colour scheme, and they also have a jet grey as a colour option. And nicely too, there's also a crossbar version, so or a gents version, whichever way you like to call it. Full crossbar frame, and it also comes in this this lovely silver colour. This particular bike is a small, and what's nice about having the small in this new series is that the smalls come with a 27.5-inch wheel, so they are really very suitable for a smaller rider, which is great. The rest of the sizes come in a 29-inch wheel, so just a bigger bike, obviously, for a taller rider. As a platform, the Endeavour 3 Move runs on the Bosch Performance Line motor, so the 75 Newton-metre motor, and this is with the Smart System. And this motor has been a really top performer. It's strong for hill climbing, it's quiet, and it's also very efficient in terms of battery usage. So lots of smarts that you can get through your software to make it a really long-lasting model from both a time perspective but also a range perspective. If we start at the front of the bike here, it rolls on 27.5-inch wheels. All the moves are equipped with Schwalbe Green Marathon tyres. Tough tyre, it's very puncture resistant, and the green in this one means it's got quite a high component of recycled rubber in it, so with sustainability on your mind as well, it's a good choice of tyre, but also just a very suitable choice for the riding that this bike's going to be doing. Another feature of this new marathon tyre is that the tread pattern is just slightly more versatile. So it's not just for riding on the bitumen. More capability here if you want to sort of get your tyres onto gravel too. So for those smoother rail trails, no problems at all. It really has expanded the remit that this bike is able to cover. So while we're on the front wheel here, you can see this bike comes with suspension. There's 80mm of travel there, so again, able to soak up the lumps and bumps. This is a coil fork, so it's a sturdy, no-fuss fork. So very durable and just bomb-proof really, in terms of no tuning, no ongoing servicing, just set and forget, but it's just going to give you that nice flexibility in terms of where you can ride, but also extra comfort at the front there. We can see we've got the very wide metal mudguards. Again, having the metal mudguards is a bonus. They're durable, really great coverage here too, so it'll keep you nice and clean while you're riding around. And Kalkhoff have mounted a front light. This is a Herman's front light, runs off the battery, nice and bright and easy to operate through your Purion display. And in conjunction with that, you've got the rear tail light, which also operates at the same time as your front light. If we look into this cockpit here and the front of the bike, we've got some mounting points here. You could opt to put the Kalkhoff front carrier here. Another option is to put a water bottle cage here. If you do put a water bottle cage, just be mindful there's a light there, so you just don't want to knock your light when you turn your front wheel. But you've got mounts on both sides here, which you could use for all sorts of things, but Kalkhoff have made a front carrier that goes with it. You can see here with the stem, we've got a nice adjustable stem. It's not a super long stem either, so again, just thinking about our smaller riders, you can really get into a nice, comfortable, manageable position with this. Bring it up nice and tall if you want to, flatten it down if you want to be a little bit sportier, or just to customise it to your own geometry and the way you like to ride. Quite wide handlebars, nice curve in them, but still keeping that sporty sort of feeling. So it's going to be good to handle when you get into rougher terrain, downhills, that sort of situation. But again, it's just giving you that nice, slightly upright, comfortable sort of long everyday sort of riding position. So being a move and the entry in the Kalkhoff Endeavour range, this is a 9-speed gearing. It's a derailleur system, and This runs on the Shimano CUES system. So I mentioned earlier that the Endeavours this year are a lot more durable. So CUES is a new gearing system which Shimano have brought out, and it has been made especially for e-bikes to be a lot more durable. So all your running gear is made of just slightly thicker metal, so it's just not going to wear as much as the previous systems. It's going to shift better for longer. You're not going to have to service it quite so regularly, and also you're not going to have to replace those parts quite so regularly either. And then while we're in the cockpit here and thinking about the running gear of the bike, you've got nice hydraulic disc brakes. This runs on a 180mm disc, so good sturdy brakes, pull you up, wet or dry, and just nice modulation. To control your power, Kalkhoff have equipped this with the Bosch Purion 200 display. This is just a really neat sort of all-in-one display. Control your bike, all your power functions, your lights, your walk assist function, all through this display, but it also gives you your data for riding rather than having a separate display. And then just lastly, while we're in the cockpit here, we've got some nice ergonomic grips. These are Herman's grips. A little bit of support here for your palms too. So again, just thinking that this is a bike that you're going to be using every day, and Kalkhoff are wanting you to be comfortable. As I mentioned, it's a Bosch Performance Line motor. Nice, quiet, really strong climbing bike, great for Brisbane given the steep little hills that we have around here. It is equipped with a 600 watt-hour battery, and this is a removable battery. You can charge this on or off the bike if you want to charge it. If we just look down through the frame here, you'll see the lovely workmanship that's gone into the frame design here. But importantly, because we always get asked where you can put a water bottle holder, so if you don't want to put it at the front like I've suggested, there is a water bottle mounting point here. You can also use that to mount a Bordeaux lock. And actually some of our customers prefer not to have to reach down or to impede their step through, so we mount a water bottle on the handlebar and do that with a cage adapter. The saddle that's been provided is a nice wide, comfortable saddle. Thinking about the ride position that the design of this bike is intended to put you into, a nice wide platform here for your sit bones, and just again a comfortable everyday saddle. This is a fixed seat post, and you can change this out. You can put a suspension seat post onto this quite easily, or you can also put a suspension dropper post if you want the ability to be able to change your saddle while you're on the move. Moving further down the bike, it also comes equipped with a wheel lock. This wheel lock will just clamp your rear wheel so someone just can't walk off with your bike. There is also an adapter chain that you can look at getting if you want some extra security, and that plugs into this port here on your lock. So one, you're locking your rear wheel and you're locking your bike to something. Okay, so now we're down at the carrying end of the bike, and a nice bonus with this bike is that it comes with a MIC HD rack. So that's the heavy duty rack. So carrying capacity of up 27 kilos. It means you can also carry a child on the back too if you want to go for something like a YEP child seat, which just is compatible with the MIK, just a quick removable child seat. Plenty of baskets, top bags, pannier bags that work really well with this rack. And just with the design of it, you've got the rail platforms for hanging things off, and you've also got the top platform for mounting a basket or a top bag, so plenty of carry capacity. We've got the side mounted kickstand. This is an Ursus kickstand, so nice strong kickstand, and it's almost essential to have a kickstand on a bike like this. And the bike is also equipped with a chain guard too. So Kalkhoff really have thought about all the things that just make it really useful to have in a everyday sort of riding situation. So overall, this is just a really well-priced bike. It's durable, it's versatile, something that you're going to enjoy riding each time you get onto it. It is super practical for riding around town and also going and doing the occasional rail trail and things. Questions we often get though is sort of just how we can equip it for sort of more everyday use. So the bike does come really, really well equipped, but it's a good question because there's some common things that a lot of people will put on this bike just to make it a little bit more usable for them. So probably one of the first things that we get asked about is a mirror, and that is absolutely no problem at all. You can put a bar end or handlebar mount mirror onto this bike. If you want a larger screen or the ability to be able to mount your phone, putting the smartphone grip on works really well with this bike too. You can put the kiosk display on it and also the smartphone grip. It works off the same mount, so you'll need to get the mount and then you can have both the kiosk or the smartphone grip. and that'll work at the same time in conjunction with your Purion display. So particularly if you're navigating around town, a lot of people will put the smartphone group in because they can just put their phone in and it charges your phone while you're riding, and you get all your navs while you're riding. Another really common upgrade, if you can run enough seat post, the NCX suspension seat post works really nicely. It's very comfortable, just soaks up the bumps. If you're sitting on your saddle and you hit a pothole or something unexpectedly, it just takes that jarring out of your spine. Or if you're the sort of rider who likes to ride at a reasonable seat height, like you like to get your seat up to a higher seat height, but you want the ability to be able to have your feet flat on the ground when you come to a stop, a suspension dropper seat post works really well. So we'll quite often fit a suspension dropper seat post to this bike. It works really nicely. It just gives you that more control with your bike and that ability to get into the better riding position while you're riding along without having to have your seat in a fixed position. Works really well if you've got hip problems and knee problems too, because you can just be constantly shifting that seat height just to alleviate any pressure that's building in your knees or hips. I mentioned the chain lock, so you can do a plug-in chain lock. The Abus Bordeaux locks work really well, or the CT locks too, the big heavy-duty folding locks. You can just mount them to your bike. It's quite discreet if you mount it here, and it gives you onboard security. So you've got a little pouch to carry it around with you, and again, you can lock your bike to something in quite a secure manner with that external lock as well as the wheel lock. And then don't forget, you've also got the locking function through your Bosch Smart System. And if you're not quite sure how to use that, then go and take a look at our video about the eBike Flow app. And lastly, but not leastly, you've got the ability to carry things, and it's really important because these are they're bikes for practical use. You might commute with it, you might shop with it, you might go on a tour with it, and so you want to be able to equip it. So I mentioned that you can put a child seat. It's a MIC HD rack, so you can put a child seat, and Tula do a really good MIC compatible child seat. For those who are using it as a shopping vehicle or a touring vehicle, you've got the MIK compatible accessories that work with the top of the rack. So you've got Basil double-sided panniers, Basil baskets, great range of Basil baskets actually, and you've got some really nice top bags. They just click in and click out. You can lock them on, gives you plenty of carrying capacity too. And if you want even extra capacity, the Ortlieb QL 2.1s will work quite nicely, just clipped onto that bottom rail. So overall giving you some really quite large carrying capacity if you are going to use this for carrying your shopping, for example. So a really good option if you're looking for that everyday bike that can do just a little bit of everything, probably more going to be using it around town for maybe 80 or 90% of your time, but you've still got that nice option to be able to go out and explore the wonderful rail trails that we have so close to Brisbane. It's a bike that you're going to enjoy riding. It's going to last you well. If you look after it well, it's going to last you years and years and years, and you're going to be happy when you're riding it. So if you're interested in any more information, don't hesitate to get in touch. You can book a test ride, give us a call, or pop into us at 26 Douglas Street in Milton.